Good morning. Pardon the mess. I spent the last hour trying to get our sheep out of the neighbor's hayfield. I got them, but they really did not want to go. I got them right to the fence. They could go left or right. Completely their choice. Either way would get them back into our place, and they would not move. But I got them, finally. I have not had any caffeine this morning, so I stole one of my husband's sodas. And I hate soda, I especially hate Mountain Dew. But I needed something to drink, and this was all that was available to me. So, I have a good idea where they got out at, considering where the sheep were at the neighbors. So, I am just driving the lake bank to kind of eyeball over the farm to see if there's anything else that's not supposed to be where they're not supposed to be, and then go fix the fence. Yay. Lovely Monday morning. Yes, it is that cold this morning. Even though the sun is shining, the wind is pretty nasty when we get further out. But yeah, so as I was coming in, it looked like the boys were chasing a sheep, which means there's a ewe in there that doesn't belong in there. Oh, and look, there's a lamb in there too. Oh, there's a couple ewes. Oh, lovely. Not really sure how that happened. Fabulous. Wonder if they busted down a fence somewhere, because there's some more lambs and ewes right here. Sheep. These guys are all where they belong. Ah, baby. Hi, boys. And girl and baby that don't belong. Look at how big Stud Muffin is. He is almost as big as Ned. Stop. Marlin, who is a year older. Girls, how did you get in here? How'd you get in here, huh, sis? Okay, well, we need to yeah, your baby's on the other side. We need to get you guys out. Okay, I'm going to try and do this without losing the rams. I shut the gate behind me. I'm going to open this one and just try to scoop the ewes in where they belong. You guys, the thistles. We had this field under control. What's up, you guys? You're not eating enough. Oh, that worked. Rams went that way. Out of way. Ewes are going this way. Perfect. Today just isn't my day. Neither four-wheeler will run. Looks like the one is dead battery, and the other one, we know it has like carburetor issues or something, and we just haven't had time to get it fixed, so it will not start. My pickup's almost out of fuel, but I gotta go figure out where that hole is, so wish me luck. Pickup quit. I only had that much further to go because I'm not going to drive in the hayfield. It is definitely a Monday. I still haven't found the hole because I haven't been able to get to that field. both four-wheelers are dead. My pickup just died. Got it going. And I have no clue where the sheep are right now because I can't see that direction. Yeah. Mondays. I did at least get my coffee. So let's go walk that fence line and see if we can figure out where they got at least out of this field. And then I still have to figure out how they got into this field. But if they didn't get out of this field, then it means there's another hole somewhere. Holy smokes. This hay is, it's time to swath. Wow, this is like dang near up to my hips. So we should get a good stand. Close enough. There's a mama deer right there. She's got two fawns with her. Just see them as they're jumping. Oh, that's so cool. I love my farm. Got another tree down. So if I was saying they got out somewhere, it would have been this hole right here where we started taking down the fence and never got finished. However, I am seeing zero sign of them in this hayfield. So, whoa. So now I'm wondering if they didn't go out this other hayfield. But I don't know how they would have gotten in there either. So I'm still walking. See, if they were to have come across here, they would have trampled all this stuff. So I don't think they came through this alleyway at all. So this is where he was thinking they were getting out at. But I don't see, none of the thistles are knocked down. I don't see anything. This is just seriously the most frustrating thing, not being able to find out where they got out at. One or two, yeah, it's not ideal, but we can manage. But when you get 200 head out and babies, so you know they didn't jump, they had to go through something, and you can't figure out where that something is. So I think the plan is, because I can't figure out where they're at, is to leave them out today and then bring them in tonight. We'll lock them in the bunks behind the shop, behind the dairy barn, and then they can spend the night in there, and then I'll let them out again in the morning. And I guess just keep working on fence and hope we can keep the little buggers in, because I don't chase sheep. I will sell them before I will do this too many days in a row. So, I wonder if they jumped that cattle guard. They did that before. Okay, I'm not gonna walk up all the way up there, so I will go back to the pickup and drive around and double check there. But I didn't see any signs this morning when I drove past it, but again, let's go look. Can you see her? Mama deer is right next to that downed tree. There's her head up. I know those babies are right there too. And that's right where I need to be, because there's my pickup. Don't really want to walk through the hayfield, but I will try and not fall. This stuff is so thick, but I don't really want to disturb her either, especially where she's got babies. So, definitely getting my workout in today. Pretty mama, where's your babies? Oh, and she's gone. I wasn't kidding when I said the hay was up to my, dang near up to my hip. It is Oh, so pretty. So a couple of videos ago, when I was panning my lambs, I noticed one had like a big old black spot on her side. And I can see her over here. I'm just not sure I can get to her. I don't know if she rubbed against, like filleted her side, rubbing against something, fencing, trees, but it's really black right now. So when I bring them in tonight, I'm definitely going to catch her and see what's up with that. But today's the first day I've seen her since I caught a glimpse of her that day. But she's moving around, she's eating, she doesn't seem to be bugging her at all. Just bugs me. So I need to check that out. Now they've definitely been down this corridor, but it still doesn't look like they went. I mean, they could have jumped the fence at the other end. It's always a possibility, but it doesn't look like they've been on the other side there. So, I mean, I can definitely tell they've been in the thistle patch down there on our side, but so I am still looking. But this fence here is all going to go away, all the way down both sides. That way there is no more corridor. They can have in here and over here, all the way to the creek. And that would give us a ton more T-posts. And this fence actually isn't bad. I mean, it, again, hasn't been stretched. It is the medium-sized fence. And it's apparently not even tacked down, only about every other one. So I need to put that on my list of things to do, is to take this stretch down, cut all the barbed wire off, pull out the T-posts. Definitely not happening today. Oh yeah, and then this stretch too. So we have this stretch for all of our trees here. We have like this little section in here to keep, when we had cattle, to keep them out of the trees. Now with just the sheep, you can see how far they go. But that whole section also needs out. So another section. And maybe if we take these two sections out, then they won't get bottlenecked in the back and they won't try to jump that fence. It is the shorter paneling, so it's like this tall. So it's not hugely, it's just not tall enough. So I think, yeah, I got a lot of fencing to pull out, a lot of fencing to put in. I'm kind of waiting on this stuff because it is technically interior and we're really trying to get the exterior fencing done. So I probably need to spend my time pulling posts and wire off of that section that we stopped at last fall. And yeah, I need more hours in the day. I really love my job, both my farm job and my work job, but it's getting to be summer and I'm probably going to need to not be at the other job near as much and just work on fencing. Okay, let's get on with it. We're wanting this section here that goes into the creek kind of to be able to be on its own with what's on the other side of the creek. But I think I have to do a lot of thinking on this, because I think if we take this out, yeah, there's no way to keep them. There's too many places they can cross. Not really sure what to do on that hole. It they may just get this whole section and that whole section, and then we'll section off the mare pasture on its own. That's a big chunk. We're trying to, what is it, rotational grazing? We're trying to be better. But because we have so many holes in our fencing, we are having to replace a lot, obviously. So our plan is to have it kind of cut up into smaller pieces and have the sheep make a circle from the barn out back and then all the way back to the barn. But the issue is trying to find those small pieces. We've got about 3 or 4 of them that we're like, yep, this is exactly what we're gonna do. But this back section here, it is so big. I don't really want to hook it onto this, but I don't think we're gonna have a choice, especially if we tear out the fencing down there so they don't get bottlenecked. And we have talking about splitting the back into 2 parts, but we haven't really figured out how to do that because they can just walk the canal bank and get from one side to the other. So we're still thinking. But if we did have smaller sections, then this type of stuff wouldn't happen. They'd be able to eat the thistles down, they'd be able to eat the grass before it went to seed. And I mean, we've got a lot of pasture for them. And I know my husband's gonna laugh when he watches this, but we honestly do not have enough sheep for how much pasture we have in the spring and first month or 2 of summer. By about mid-August, we don't have enough grass because none of this is irrigated, and if it doesn't rain, there's not enough feed for them. So I think we've kind of settled on a 400 head mark, and then be able to split them up into either 4 groups of 100, 2 groups of 200, 150 per group, something, and be able to put them in different sections. But that can't happen until we get the fencing done. So, okay, wait, this could work. I could leave that fencing up and just have them in here because it comes to like a point way back there, and if we take off, oh, this could work. It means we'd need to leave the one fencing on this side of the trees, this fencing here. No? Okay, I'm gonna have to think about this, but I think it is possible to have just this field that I'm in with the mare pasture and the new hay field, and then just have the outback all by itself and that alleyway. It may be doable. I gotta do some more thinking. You guys see right there? Kind of looks like ears. And I think it's that deer laying in the hay. So maybe it is taller than I thought. Oh yeah, she heard me. There, she just tilted her ears toward me. So I wonder where her babies are. They could be right next to her for all I know. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here so I don't disturb her and let her just stay settled. That excites me. It's been a long time since we've had fawns on this place that we've actually seen. We know we've got about 5 or 6 does that have lived here all winter. Oh, there she is. Get a little better perspective. So they'd have this entire field, which goes all the way to the trees there and to the trees back over here. This field up here, which goes basically to that tree line, and then that tree line. and then back this way where I came from, all the way basically to where those two tree lines meet. And I think this would easily hold 100 head for a month or 6 weeks, because it's a lot. Perimeter fence first, then interior. Gotta keep them in before I keep them in. Does that make sense? It has been a long day. I'm ready to be done. So we're just gonna bring the sheep in because I never did find a hole. He's wondering if they didn't go across the cattle guard, which they have done before. I didn't see any tracks, but that doesn't mean anything because they had gone up the hill and then around the cattle guard and then back down the hill to get into the pasture, into the gate that goes into the pasture this morning when I pushed them in. And I couldn't tell when I looked if the tracks were from then or from them getting out. So just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna bring them in. They're gonna go in the pasture, and then tomorrow we may do a little shuffling to get the sheep rams to the house. These guys where the rams are, hope they'll eat some of those thistles down. And yeah, so thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.